Unnerving silence. Deafening silence. It's not something that's quiet, because quiet is peaceful. This was something entirely different. This is people uncomfortably avoiding eye contact. People raising an eyebrow while staring at their bread plate. People awkwardly shifting in their seats. And you've heard it before. You've heard that silence before. Maybe at your office party where Steve grabs the mic and says something that lands less like a joke and more like an HR complaint. And you know, the room does that thing where the air pressure seemingly changes and a fork hitting the plate, it becomes the loudest sound in the Quad County area. Well, that silence befell a crowd that frankly should have known it was coming. Friday night, the presidential ballroom of the Waldorf Astoria in D.C., Donald Trump made a joke about an amazing reporter who had just won a journalism award. And 400 reporters in that room made the exact same noise, or rather, they made no noise at all. And that spoke volumes.
But of course, this evening, it's really all about the fake news media and your handling of prizes, and writing and producing and performing made-up stories like the Academy Awards. You know, Academy Awards used to be the epitome of ratings. Outside of the Super Bowl, it got the second most ratings. Now it's down in the dumps.
Yeah, this was the rescheduled White House Correspondents Dinner after that April incident that seems a lot more like a pitch for Trump's secret underground lair. Panic room. Ballroom bunker. And the dinner got moved to July. Smaller guest list, tighter security, different hotel, Donald Trump still the headliner. And he opened by condemning political violence and praising the officer who was injured in that incident. Okay, I'll take that. But then Donald Trump spoke for an hour at a dinner about himself. And 10 minutes in, he got to Kaitlan Collins, who had just been handed the award for excellence in presidential news coverage under deadline pressure for her reporting on the Zelensky meeting in the Oval Office, where Donald Trump tried to have his gotcha moment. And Donald Trump stood at the podium and said her award was fake. Said she shouldn't have gotten it. Said it was all about him. It's a fake, but I don't mind. And then he told her to smile. He said she's a young, attractive woman who never smiles. Saying, Kaitlan, do you ever smile? You have a nice position. You should be a happy person. Just smile, Kaitlan, just smile. First of all, the sexist "you should smile more" crap is ridiculous. Can we please collectively stop acting like women are supposed to be nothing more than a decoration for us to look at? But that aside, Mr. President, she covers you. What exactly is she supposed to be smiling about? The tariffs? Iran? Whatever's happening to our affordability in our country? Epstein? She's not at a birthday party, she's at work. And her work is standing 4 feet from a man who allegedly smells terrible and has spent a year and a half calling her stupid. And by the way, this smile thing, it's not new. He first went after her for not smiling earlier this year, right after she pushed him about justice for Epstein's victims. It's a pattern here. She asks hard questions, intelligent questions. And Donald Trump can't stand to give a real answer, so he makes a comment about her face. But of course, he wasn't done. He compared her to Dylan Mulvaney, making a Bud Light joke, and quoted Bud Light's lost market cap from memory. The fact that he remembers that is really, really, really scary. He can't remember anything else except Bud Light and the votes from 2020.
But I want to personally congratulate CNN's Kaitlan Collins on receiving her award. It was all about me. It's a fake. She shouldn't get the award. It was a fake, but I didn't mind. I said, Kaitlan, congratulations. But it was fake. There's no question about it. But she's a young, attractive woman. She never smiles. I said, Kaitlan, do you have a smile? Smile. You have a nice position. You're at CNN Fake News. You should be a happy person. So smile, Kaitlan. Just smile. But we attack, and I thought Kaitlan had really made it big with a major new sponsorship, but then I informed her that it wasn't her on the Bud Light can, it was Dylan Mulvaney. And Dylan Mulvaney cost Bud Light $35 billion in market cap. That was the worst commercial ever made, by the way, for those few people that want to hear that. Most people don't care, but I would. I wouldn't want to hire Dylan anytime soon. Think of it, they hired Dylan Mulvaney, and their market cap has gone down by $35 billion. Who wrote that commercial?
And he said all of this about a woman who just won an award in front of her colleagues. The network's CEO was having to put out a statement in real time to defend her, and the room gave him nothing. Not even an awkward groan, no booing, not a laugh, just 400 professional communicators discovering they have no idea where to look or what to do with their hands. Now, for her part, Collins responded perfectly, posting later on Instagram, "The second best part of last night's White House Correspondents Dinner was receiving an award from my friend and mentor, Wolf Blitzer, and the first was reminding everyone why the First Amendment and asking uncomfortable questions that people in power don't like matters." And you know, with all of the recognition, all the awards that happened that night, somebody should have given Donald Trump an award. And if you could have invented an award to hand to Donald Trump at that dinner, what would it be? I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear some funny ones. Drop me a comment. I want to see how creative you guys are. But I do need to tell you about somebody else, another reporter, one that won a real award that evening, named Tyler Pager. He's with the New York Times. And Tyler Pager has been subpoenaed by Donald Trump's DOJ over his reporting on Air Force One, that Qatari jet that's not really quite ready for prime time. And those subpoenas finally got withdrawn on Thursday, the dinner taking place on Friday. And all of the news on Donald Trump's comments, but to me, the real win here was having Donald Trump have to sit there and watch people like Tyler Pager get real awards for winning and for reporting on how terrible of a human being and how terrible of a leader Donald Trump really is. And Pager, above all others, is proof that even when you weaponize the government against the truth will still win. Though the truth may win, Donald Trump still did have time at the podium. And at the end, he put on a red hat that said Trump 2028. And he told the room full of reporters that he had a scoop. Said that he was announcing his intention to run for a fourth term.
And this is somewhat of a scoop. My intention to run for a fourth term as President of the United States. I will be doing that. I will be having an official. In fact, I think I have. I won 3 times. Now I'm going to do it again. Thank you. I'm going to do it again. It should be easy. I'm getting very good at running for president. No, I won 3 times, did very well the second time, by the way. It's a rigged election, but we don't have to talk about it.
I won 3 times, and now I'm going to do it again. And look, we've seen floated, saying, just like my presidency, the second time is always better, and the third time will be better yet. Of course, then he said, I'm only kidding. And he says, I'm only kidding, yet at the end of the night, he put on that hat. And I'm here to tell you, he's not kidding, folks. He's just trying to get you used to the idea. That 22nd Amendment, it's been sitting there since 1951, and it exists specifically because of FDR. It is not ambiguous. 2 terms. Yet Donald Trump stood there on stage, trashing the Constitution, in a room full of people who report on this very thing. But the majority of them, the ones not winning all the awards, are afraid of him. A lot of them are going to file their stories about it just being a joke. Again. But not us. Not independent media like us. We survive and thrive on your interactions, your likes, your comments, your shares, all of it. So please take a second and leave a like or a comment for us and anybody who's still out there telling the truth and not afraid of Donald Trump.